All right, welcome to week two. Today we want to talk about the production code versus the gangster. Now, the Hollywood Production Code was created in 1930, not enforced until 1934. This is an important part of its history. Um, the studios created it thinking they never actually have to use it, and there was a boycott threatened by the Catholic League of Decency and a lot of other religious groups in 1933 to films that they were offended by, what we refer to as pre-code films, and the studios took the code and then decided to self-regulate and actually start enforcing it. So they had to set up the Production Code Administration in order to actually do this. So what it actually meant was that all scripts that were meant to be produced had to be submitted to the PCA office before shooting could actually begin, and the PCA would actually look at the script and then they would mark out all the areas that they thought were offensive, and if these were not changed, then there would be a $25,000 fine per offense. But all those sections would be changed, and so the scripts would actually be sanitized. So the code lasted until 1968, when it was abandoned in favor of the MPAA rating system, which is what we have now. In 1934, the reason that it was put into place was because the studios were afraid of losing money. They did not want people to be offended, so they did not want to see these people go away. So they said, "Okay, we'll do this, so the government won't actually have to step in and do this." In 1968, it was pretty much the same thing. Our films are so clean, nobody wants to go see them. They want to go see foreign films instead. So let's get rid of the code because it's actually hurting us, and go to the MPAA rating system, and we continue making the money that we are now. So it's about the money. It's not really about morality so much. Although the people they were trying to please, they thought it was about the morality. So some of the code restrictions, and these are ones that are definitely going to hurt gangsters and gangster films for the next 34 years. No brutality can be shown. It can only be off screen. Now, as far as what brutality is, it's really up to the person who was at the PCA that was reading it. So some people didn't like punching, some people didn't like shooting, some people only liked slapping. So it really depends, and you're going to see kind of a wide range of this stuff. But it definitely changes the way violence is seen in these films. Immoral life cannot be depicted as pleasant, so that meant all the bling, all the nice fancy cars, fancy houses, fancy clothes, those have to go by the wayside, and the gangsters now have to be on the run all the time. Sexual promiscuity, infidelity, and deviant acts now strictly forbidden. The biggest one on this list is miscegenation, so no mixing of races, so no mixed race couples, and for the most part, no one of any color whatsoever can be seen on the screen with white people most of the time, and that ends up causing making films seem very awkward for a while, and actually caused one of the reasons for people doing blackface routines. Um, Married couples have to sleep in twin beds. This is really silly, so most of the time films wouldn't actually show bedrooms because they would have to show twin beds, which seem like little kids' rooms. Words such as sex, God, hell, damn, now forbidden. Notice once again the kind of religious bent to this. Those are the curse words, so those aren't allowed. Instead, you get kind of silly curse words instead. No more machine guns in the hands of criminals. The good guys can have them, but the bad guys can't, which means the bad guys always lose, and that's kind of a part of the point of the Hollywood Production Code. So, three new creations, three new gangster types we end up seeing because of this are the kinder, gentler gangster. So we've got a gangster who's a little bit sweeter, someone you can almost root for, and not a cold-blooded killer like Tony Camonte. But still, if they end up doing something bad, like in High Sierra with our main character, Mad Dog, he accidentally kills somebody, and of course he has to pay the price for that. We also get the G-Man, who's someone who used to be a gangster. Now he's on the good side, so he knows how to beat the gangsters, so you turn the bad guy into a good guy. That's another way to do it. Also, you get the animal gangster, and this is someone who's even further removed from society than Tony Camonte, someone nobody could possibly root for. And that's the kind of gangster we're going to see in White Heat with Cody Jarrett.